The Odyssey was a testament to human ambition, a gleaming obsidian spearhead piercing the inky blackness of the cosmos. Her hull, a masterpiece of engineering, shimmered with a faint, internal luminescence, a network of energy conduits woven into her very structure. She was a city in miniature, a self-contained world carrying 100 souls on a mission of paramount importance. These were not mere explorers. They were pioneers, the inheritors of a dream as old as humanity itself, to reach for the stars. Captain Elara Vance, a woman forged in the crucible of deep space exploration, stood on the bridge. The bridge was the nerve center of the Odyssey, a panoramic expanse of shimmering holographic displays and tactile control panels. It was a place of quiet focus, where the fate of the mission, and often the lives of the crew, hung in the balance. Elara's gaze, sharp and perceptive, swept across the starfield, her expression a complex blend of determination and a profound sense of responsibility. Her dark hair, cut short for practicality, framed a face that spoke of countless hours spent navigating the treacherous currents of space. She was a leader, a strategist, and a survivor, her authority unquestioned, her compassion deeply felt. Beside her stood Commander Jian, her trusted first officer and closest confidant. A man of quiet strength and unwavering loyalty, Jian possessed a mind as sharp as any blade. His dark eyes, often reflecting the distant galaxies, held a depth of understanding that transcended words. He was a counterpoint to Elara's fiery determination, a voice of reason and caution, their partnership a delicate balance of contrasting yet complementary forces. They had served together for years, their bond forged in the crucible of shared experiences, their trust in each other absolute. Their mission, Project Farpoint, was a bold endeavor, a leap into the unknown. The Odyssey was tasked with charting a course through the uncharted territories of the Andromeda Galaxy, a vast spiral of cosmic wonders and potential perils. It was a journey that would take them years, pushing the boundaries of human endurance and testing the limits of their technology. The crew knew the risks, the dangers that lurked in the uncharted depths, but they were driven by an insatiable curiosity, a thirst for knowledge that burned brighter than any fear. The crew of the Odyssey was a carefully selected group, a microcosm of humanity's diversity and expertise. Each member brought a unique set of skills and perspectives to the mission, their individual talents woven together to form a cohesive whole. Dr. Eris Thorne, the ship's xenolinguist, was a scholar of unparalleled brilliance. His passion was the study of ancient languages, a pursuit that had led him to the fringes of known space. He believed that within the forgotten tongues of alien civilizations lay the key to understanding the universe itself. His days were spent hunched over ancient texts, his brow furrowed in concentration, his mind a labyrinth of intricate symbols and complex grammatical structures. Lieutenant Anya Petrova, the chief engineer, was a force of nature, a whirlwind of energy and innovation. Her hands, calloused and scarred from years of working with complex machinery, possessed an almost preternatural ability to coax life from inert metal. She was the heart and soul of the Odyssey, the architect of its power, the guardian of its mechanical well-being. Her knowledge of the ship's systems was encyclopedic, her intuition uncanny. As the Odyssey ventured deeper into the uncharted territories, the crew settled into a rhythm, a routine that balanced the demands of their mission with the need for human connection. Days were spent conducting scientific experiments, exploring strange new phenomena, and maintaining the delicate balance of their self-contained world. Evenings were a time for camaraderie, for sharing stories and laughter in the mess hall, for forging bonds that would sustain them through the long and arduous journey. The Odyssey was more than just a ship, it was a home, a sanctuary, a testament to humanity's resilience and adaptability. The crew cultivated lush hydroponic gardens, tended to schools of bioluminescent fish in vast aquariums, and even created small parks within the ship's interior, oases of green in the cold darkness of space. They were determined to thrive, not just survive, in their new and alien environment. One standard week, as the Odyssey traversed a region of space marked by swirling nebulas of vibrant colors, a distortion in the fabric of space-time disrupted their trajectory. It was an anomaly, a phenomenon that defied all known laws of physics. The anomaly manifested as a swirling vortex of iridescent energy, a kaleidoscope of colors that shifted and changed with an almost hypnotic rhythm. It pulsed with an otherworldly light, a beacon in the darkness, drawing the Odyssey towards it with an irresistible force. Stars seemed to bend and twist around the anomaly, their light warping and distorting into grotesque shapes. Space itself seemed to ripple and fold, like a cosmic tapestry being pulled apart. A sense of unease settled over the crew, a primal fear of the unknown. This was something beyond their comprehension, a phenomenon that challenged the very foundations of their understanding. It was as if the universe was revealing a secret, a glimpse into a reality that lay beyond human perception. "Report!" Captain Vance's voice, calm yet firm, cut through the rising tension on the bridge. All eyes turned to Lieutenant Kenji Tanaka, the young but exceptionally gifted astrophysicist who manned the sensor station. His fingers danced across the control panel, his face illuminated by the flickering lights of the displays. "Captain," Kenji reported, his voice tight with a mixture of awe and apprehension, "we're detecting an unknown energy signature. It's off the charts. The readings are fluctuating wildly, exhibiting properties we've never encountered before. It's like the anomaly is breathing, expanding and contracting with an irregular pulse." The Odyssey shuddered violently as it was drawn closer to the anomaly's event horizon. The ship, for all its advanced technology, was like a leaf caught in a cosmic whirlpool, tossed about by forces beyond its control. Alarms blared, their shrill cries echoing through the ship, casting an eerie red glow across the bridge and plunging the crew into a state of heightened alert. The ship's artificial gravity fluctuated, throwing crew members off balance. The very metal of the Odyssey groaned and creaked under the strain, protesting against the unnatural forces that sought to tear it apart. Anya Petrova, her face streaked with sweat and grime, her eyes blazing with fierce determination, worked tirelessly in the engine room. The engine room was a cacophony of roaring machinery and sparking conduits, a place of intense heat and overwhelming power. Anya moved through the chaos with an almost balletic grace, rerouting power conduits, bypassing safety protocols, and coaxing every last ounce of energy from the ship's engines. She was fighting a losing battle, but she refused to surrender, her spirit as indomitable as the ship she served. "Brace yourselves!" Captain Vance's voice boomed over the intercom, her words laced with urgency. "We're going in!" The crew braced for impact, their hearts pounding in their chests, their lives hanging in the balance. Each creak and groan of the ship was a stark reminder of their vulnerability, their insignificance in the face of such cosmic power. They were being pulled into the heart of the unknown, a place where the laws of physics might not apply, where reality itself could unravel. Then, as suddenly as it began, the turbulence ceased. The Odyssey, battered but not broken, emerged into a region of space unlike any they had ever seen. It was a realm of surreal beauty and haunting desolation, a place that defied description and challenged the very limits of human perception. Before them lay a sight that stole their breath away, a vista of cosmic horror and tragic grandeur, a ruined city, vast and silent, sprawled across the shattered remains of a planet. The planet itself was a jigsaw puzzle of broken continents and floating debris, a testament to some ancient cataclysm of unimaginable scale. The city's skeletal towers, once proud and majestic, now pierced the alien sky like broken fingers, monuments to a civilization lost to the ravages of time. They were silent sentinels, guarding the secrets of a forgotten age. The city was a haunting tableau of grandeur and decay, a silent symphony of crumbling architecture and forgotten glory. It was a place of ghosts, a graveyard of a once thriving metropolis, a stark reminder of the impermanence of even the greatest civilizations. A sense of profound awe and unease settled over the crew as they gazed upon the ruins, their minds struggling to comprehend the scale of the destruction. Captain Vance, ever cautious, ordered a complete systems check and the deployment of long-range scanners. She knew that they were venturing into the unknown, a place where anything was possible, and that they had to proceed with the utmost care. "Proceed with extreme caution," she warned, her voice echoing through the bridge. "We don't know what we're dealing with here. This could be a trap, or something far worse." An away team, carefully selected and heavily armed, was assembled. They boarded specialized rovers, armored vehicles equipped with advanced sensors, powerful weaponry, and robust shielding systems. The rovers, painted a dull gray to blend in with the desolate landscape, rumbled to life, their powerful engines whining as they descended towards the ruined planet. The crew members, clad in bulky environmental suits, their faces obscured by reflective visors, looked like ghostly figures as they prepared to venture into the unknown. Each member of the away team carried a personal sidearm, a multi-tool, and a scanner, along with enough supplies for several days. The rovers navigated the treacherous terrain, their powerful headlights cutting through the gloom. The city was a labyrinth of crumbling plazas and toppled structures, a maze of broken dreams and shattered hopes. The silence was almost deafening, broken only by the hiss of their respirators and the crunch of their boots on the alien dust. Every shadow seemed to conceal a hidden danger, every corner held the promise of a new and unsettling discovery. The rover's sensors swept the area, searching for any signs of life or energy signatures. As they delved deeper into the city, the away team discovered intricate murals adorning the walls of crumbling buildings. The murals depicted beings with elongated limbs and large, luminous eyes, their forms both elegant and unsettling. Their faces, serene and enigmatic, seemed to hold a profound wisdom, a knowledge that transcended human understanding. The murals told stories of a civilization that had mastered the arts and sciences, a people who had reached for the stars and achieved wonders that humanity could only dream of. They found advanced technology, devices of intricate design and unknown function, humming with dormant energy. There were crystalline structures that pulsed with a faint, internal light, machines that seemed to defy the laws of physics, and artifacts that radiated an aura of immense power. Dr. Thorne, his eyes wide with wonder and excitement, carefully documented each discovery, his mind racing to comprehend the implications of these technological marvels. He felt like an archaeologist who had stumbled upon the greatest find in the history of the galaxy. In the heart of the city, they found a vast chamber, a colossal repository of knowledge. The chamber was a breathtaking sight, a testament to the Xylosians' architectural prowess and their reverence for knowledge. Its walls were lined with shimmering crystals that seemed to absorb and reflect light, creating an ethereal glow that illuminated the vast space. In the center of the chamber, a massive holographic projector flickered to life, displaying a cascade of images, symbols, and text that danced and swirled in the air. The holographic records told the story of the Xylosians, their voices echoing through the chamber, their words resonating with a power that transcended time and space. The Xylosians, the records revealed, were a civilization of immense power and ambition, driven by an insatiable thirst for knowledge and a relentless desire to push the boundaries of what was possible. They were a people of great artistry and scientific acumen, their achievements spanning millennia and shaping the course of their evolution. They had mastered energies beyond human comprehension, manipulating the very fabric of space-time with a precision that was both awe-inspiring and terrifying. They had built magnificent cities that stretched across continents, explored distant stars with fleets of faster-than-light vessels, and unlocked secrets of the universe that were still beyond human grasp. They had even achieved a form of virtual immortality, transferring their consciousness into complex energy matrices that allowed them to exist beyond the limitations of their physical bodies. But their ambition, the records warned, had led them down a perilous path. They had become too enamored with their own power, too confident in their ability to control the fundamental forces of the universe. They had forgotten the ancient wisdom that cautioned against hubris, believing themselves to be masters of their own destiny, immune to the consequences of their actions. The records detailed their greatest achievement and their ultimate downfall. They had attempted to create a stable wormhole, a gateway to other dimensions, a shortcut through the vastness of space and time. They believed they could conquer the limitations of the universe, that they could bend reality to their will and open doors to realms beyond human comprehension. But their calculations were flawed, their understanding incomplete. They had underestimated the immense forces they sought to control, the delicate balance of the cosmos. Their arrogance blinded them to the potential consequences of their actions. The wormhole, instead of becoming a stable conduit, collapsed in on itself, creating a chain reaction that unleashed a wave of energy that ripped through their civilization like a cosmic tsunami. The energy surge destabilized the planet's core, triggering massive earthquakes and volcanic eruptions that reshaped the landscape in minutes. The once vibrant cities, monuments to their technological prowess, were reduced to rubble in a matter of hours, their towering structures crumbling into dust and ash. The Xylosians, for all their advancements, were powerless against the forces they had unleashed. The crew watched in horror as the holographic images depicted the cataclysmic event, the once vibrant civilization consumed by chaos and destruction. They saw the Xylosians fleeing in terror as their world crumbled around them, their faces etched with despair and regret. The images showed the planet breaking apart, continents shattering, and oceans boiling away. It was a scene of utter devastation, a testament to the destructive power of unchecked ambition and a stark warning to any civilization that dared to tamper with the fundamental forces of the universe. Captain Vance felt a chill run down her spine, a profound sense of loss for a civilization that had reached so high, only to fall so far. She saw in their fate a reflection of humanity's own potential, the same drive to explore, to discover, to push the boundaries of knowledge. But she also saw the inherent danger, the risk of overreaching, of believing that anything was possible without fully understanding the consequences. As the away team delved deeper into the city's secrets, their presence triggered a long-dormant defense mechanism. The city, in its death throes, had activated its final safeguard, a last-ditch effort to protect its remaining secrets from any intruders. A colossal construct, a guardian of immense power and ancient design, rose from the depths of the city. The Guardian was a sight that defied description, a technological marvel that inspired both awe and terror. Its metallic form, a fusion of art and technology, towered over the rovers, its size dwarfing their armored vehicles. Its body was composed of interlocking plates of a shimmering, obsidian-like metal, its surface adorned with intricate carvings and glowing runes that pulsed with an inner light. Its head was a multifaceted crystal that focused its gaze with unnerving intensity, its eyes glowing with an ancient power. The Guardian, a relic of a bygone era, a sentinel of a dead civilization, saw the human explorers as a threat, a violation of its sacred duty to protect the city's remains and the knowledge it contained. It had been programmed with unwavering directives, to defend against any intrusion, to preserve the Xylosian legacy at all costs, and to ensure that the mistakes of the past were not repeated. Its programming was absolute, its purpose unyielding, its power immense. "Weapons online!" Captain Vance ordered, her voice firm despite the tremor in her heart. The away team, their initial awe replaced by a surge of adrenaline and a desperate fight for survival, scrambled to activate their rover's weapon systems. They knew they were outmatched, facing a foe of unimaginable power, but they had no choice but to stand their ground. Their lives, and perhaps the future of humanity, depended on their ability to somehow overcome this ancient guardian. The rovers, nimble but outgunned, scattered, weaving through the decaying city, seeking cover behind crumbling walls and toppled structures. The Guardian unleashed a barrage of energy blasts, bolts of pure power that vaporized the ancient stonework and sent shockwaves through the ground. The air crackled with energy, the sky lit up with flashes of blinding light and deafening explosions. The rovers, caught in the crossfire, were tossed about like toys, their shields straining under the onslaught, their armor scorched and dented. Lieutenant Petrova, her hands flying across the damaged controls of her rover, her face grim with determination, fired back with plasma cannons, the energy beams lancing out into the darkness. But their blasts seemed to have little effect on the Guardian's impervious armor, its metallic hide deflecting the energy with ease. She cursed under her breath, her frustration mounting with each futile attack. She was an engineer, not a soldier, but she would fight with every fiber of her being to protect her crew and ensure their survival. The conflict raged through the ruined city, a desperate battle between humanity and the echoes of a lost civilization. The Guardian, with its superior firepower, impenetrable defenses, and near-limitless energy reserves, seemed unstoppable, an invincible force of destruction. The rovers, battered and bruised, were slowly being whittled down, their numbers dwindling with each exchange. Captain Vance, witnessing the carnage from the Odyssey, knew that a direct confrontation was futile. They needed a new strategy, a way to outmaneuver the Guardian and exploit its weaknesses. She contacted the away team, her voice urgent and filled with concern. "Fall back! Fall back!" she ordered over the comms, her voice echoing across the chaotic battlefield. "We can't beat it head on. We need to find a way to outsmart it, to use this city to our advantage." The remaining rovers, their drivers battered but not broken, their spirits undeterred, retreated, leading the Guardian on a dangerous chase through the labyrinthine city. They used their superior maneuverability to their advantage, dodging behind crumbling buildings, taking cover in narrow alleyways, and utilizing the city's intricate network of tunnels and passages to evade their pursuer. They were playing a deadly game of cat and mouse, their survival hinging on their ability to outwit their ancient adversary and exploit its weaknesses. The Odyssey, waiting in orbit high above the ruined planet, its engines primed for a rapid departure, prepared for a daring rescue. The ship was their only hope, their lifeline to safety, but the rovers needed time to reach the teleportation coordinates, and the Guardian was relentless in its pursuit, its massive form crashing through the ruined city, its every step shaking the very foundations of the ancient metropolis. One by one, the rovers reached the designated teleportation points, their occupants breathing a collective sigh of relief as they were transported back to the relative safety of the Odyssey. But Captain Vance's rover was the last one remaining, and she was running out of time. The Guardian, sensing its prey was about to escape, unleashed a final, devastating attack, a concentrated beam of energy that could vaporize mountains and shatter continents. "Captain?" Jian's voice was filled with anguish and desperation as he watched the events unfold on the Odyssey's main viewscreen. He felt a cold dread grip his heart, fear so profound it threatened to consume him. He couldn't bear the thought of losing Ilara, not after everything they had been through, not after all the sacrifices they had made. At the last possible moment, as the energy beam hurtled towards her rover, the Odyssey's teleportation beam locked onto Vance's signal, pulling her back to safety. The rover was engulfed in a blinding light, its form shimmering and distorting as it was transported across the vast distance in the blink of an eye. The Odyssey, its hull scarred and its crew shaken but alive, didn't hesitate. Captain Vance, still catching her breath from the near-death experience, ordered the ship to engage its warp drive. With a final surge of power, the Odyssey tore a hole in space-time, leaving the ruined city and the Guardian behind, receding into the distance like a fading nightmare. The journey back to Earth was a somber one, filled with a quiet reflection on the events that had transpired. The crew of the Odyssey was forever changed by what they had witnessed. They had seen the rise and fall of a civilization, a testament to the boundless potential and the catastrophic consequences of unchecked ambition. The silence of the ruined city, the haunting images of its destruction, and the chilling power of the Guardian were etched into their memories, a constant reminder of the fragility of existence and the importance of humility. They had returned with invaluable knowledge, a warning from the past, and a newfound respect for the delicate balance of the universe. The fate of the Xylosians served as a stark reminder of humanity's own potential for both greatness and self-destruction. The vastness of space, once a realm of endless promise and limitless possibilities, now carried a chilling echo of what could be lost, a stark reminder of the Xylosian Miscalculation. The mission had ended, but the questions it raised would linger long in the hearts and minds of the Odyssey's crew, shaping the future of humanity's quest for knowledge and understanding. They had faced the unknown, confronted the legacy of a lost world, and survived to tell the tale. The weight of that tale, the burden of that knowledge, would stay with them forever, a constant reminder of the price of hubris and the importance of wisdom in the face of the unknown.